That's domestic as
All right, so what is up, YouTube? We are on our way to go pick up a new motor. The decision has been made. We are going to go with a stock 4.63 valve and make all of 300 horsepower, we hope. The class rules and the way that the rules shake out, we're gonna have to cut some weight out of the car, but I think this is gonna be the right decision. If not, we'll just throw the blower back on and have some more fun. But we're on our way to pick up the motor. Let's cut over to getting the motor into this nice Home Depot truck. All right, guys, so we got a motor here. As you can see, we have it very secure on a tire in the back of this Home Depot truck. Not the safest way to transport a motor about 25 miles, but it'll work. We got it pressed up against the bed so it won't fall over. If we go accelerate too hard, it might, but we'll get it figured out. Let's get the motor back to the house, and then maybe you guys can watch the struggle of getting it out of the truck here, and then we'll get it in the garage, and we got to get jamming on this thing. All right, so we got home, got the drive shaft, and I don't know, well, you can see that, but got the drive shaft and the exhaust hung up. So let's get the car on the ground, push it out, get this motor on a tire outside, try to put the next motor in. A lot of work, but let's get rocking. Oh, I gotta put it in gear first, but we are leaving the Home Depot. Man, shout out to Home Depot with their rental truck and their rental program, and you know, makes things a little easier. But we got the motor out. It took a little struggling to get everything all moved around. Motor's in the garage, so let's get back to the house. We got the old motor out, sitting on a tire in the back of the garage. Got the old flex plate off. Got all the supercharger components back here. So the blower, the intercooler tank. And then if we come around to the front of the car, we got the new motor on the crane here. We got the car back up on jack stands. We got the motor plate on. Got the throttle body on. Got the headers taken loose. So now it's just a matter of finishing up swapping everything over. And then we'll be ready to go ahead and put this motor in the car. Well, put the trans on, put the motor in the car. I did give it a little test of compression by turning over the crank. It seems like it's good. This motor supposedly has 80,000 miles on it. So just a quick update. Let's keep rolling on this and update you as we go. All right, guys, so update here. We're about to put the transmission in or attach it to the engine. This is the new motor. We got a new rear main seal on. Got the clutch, had to go with a new flywheel. The original flywheel that came off the other motor was a 8-bolt, and this is a 6-bolt, but we're rocking and rolling. If you've seen the other videos, you know how hard it is for me to get transmissions in cars. So hopefully outside the car it's easier, but let's get the trans in, get the motor up, try to drop it in. Hopefully we can fire this thing up soon. All right, guys, so here we are. Motor is in the car. A long step, but we got a lot more to do. We got to get the drive shaft on, the exhaust on, shifter back on, radiator back in, alternator back on. A lot to do, but step number one, got the motor in, got it on the trans mount, got it on the motor mounts. Now it's time to go ahead and bolt everything up. I won't bore you with that, but let's jump to hopefully everything bolted up and firing this thing off. So, all right, guys, we got to a point to where we can start playing with this motor a little bit. We've done all the specified things. Hang on, let me grab the list. So here's the list of all the things you're supposed to do. As you can see, new thermostat, new rear seal, add oil, flush the radiator and coolant lines. So we've done that. We've done all those things. Engine's got a 30-day warranty on it, so we want to get it kind of cranked to see. With this supercharger setup that came off the car, the T-line here for the coolant is quite different on a supercharged car versus a regular naturally aspirated car. Essentially, this pipe coming off the motor for the, I think that's a return or flow through, doesn't exist. But we have all the fuel injectors pulled. I'm going to crank the motor over. It's got oil in it, got everything together. We're going to see if it makes any noise. If it doesn't make any noise, we'll fire it off for just a second, just to make sure everything's good. And then we'll get to rocking and getting the radiator and everything set. But before I go too far, I want to make sure it's good. So we're going to reflash the ECU and then crank the motor and then hopefully start it up. So let's get to that. All right, so we got the stock tune back in the car. Let's see if it makes a lot of racket when we try to fire it without the injectors on. Sounds pretty good. Didn't hear anything bad, so let's try to get it started here. All right, so there might be a slight exhaust leak because I don't have that bolted down all the way. Also, the intake is off, so probably gonna have to give it some throttle. And I reverted it back to a stock tune, so it might not run very well. But let's see what happens. Let's fire it up and see if it makes noise and come up here, check everything out, and then shut it off real quick, make sure it doesn't get hot, and then order some parts. Alright guys, so a little knocking at the beginning there, probably because the motor didn't have much oil in it to begin with, but sounds really good. Pretty excited that it starts, runs. Obviously got to tune it, got to get the intake on, got to get the radiator on, all that. But that's for next video. I'm going to shut it off here. Subscribe below if you like the videos. And next video, oh yeah, we're doing a burnout. So stick along and let's go get it.